good evening. I just got back from a walk. Shit, still wearing the same clothes. I just only wear it for a couple of hours of the night after work anyway, this flannel and jumper, so it's not as though I'm wearing the same clothes day after day, like a smelly hippie bastard, or a smelly hippie that came from married parents either. It's just that I'm wearing the same clothes because I'm a lazy fuck and couldn't be fucked washing it every day just because I'm only wearing it for a few hours a day. So, like, you got to think of the resources. Anyway, I just got back from a beautiful long walk in the night time, and just to show you what a crazy bastard I am, feet are a bit sore, dirty, and all the rest, because this is the sort of thing crazy earth-connected people do, even in the middle of winter. It's freezing cold too, mind you. That's why this time I had my jumper, my flannel, and my thermal underwear. And jeans. Yeah. It was really interesting. It was a lovely walk because it looked like the storms were coming back over again because the ground is wet as. That's why my feet are still wet. And there actually were stars out, and that's the main reason I have a dog, so I can go out and look at the stars without looking like a complete crazy bastard. Cause, yeah, I do take a walking stick, so I look a bit like one of these, how do you do, Moses motherfuckers with a walking stick and a beer in one hand. Okay, yeah, so what? I drink beer. Okay, I admit it. It's my biggest defect. I drink beer. Oh dear. You need therapy. Not really. I don't mess with my life. I can still work my job. I can still operate a motor vehicle. I don't drink to get pissed. I just drink beer because who wants to drink fucking water? You know what fish do in that? And it's not just fucking either. It's pissing and shitting and all the rest. And it's not just fish. There's mosquito larvae that get ate by the fish. But there's all sorts of stuff on the microscopic level. Pissing, shitting, reproducing. And if you don't put some good stuff into that with some yeast and turn some sugar into alcohol, which is a great disinfectant, then you're probably living in shit. I should know I'm a good example. I've been drinking this particular brand. I'll take it out of the stubby holder because it's a big up to Cooper's. Cooper's Brewery in South Australia. They've been brewing this one for 100, 200 years, I don't know. I wasn't keeping count because I wasn't there at the time, but it's part of the overall health of a human being. Wish I could just put that down there for a sec, but I cannot because it will not hold it, and I do not have a holder for. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stand up. I'll get on this fucking moving platform, so at least I can speak. Maybe I should just learn how to make videos properly. I'm not real good at this YouTube stuff, whatever. Anyway, this is a bit I've been drinking more than I care to remember, or more than I can remember, because sometimes certain people influence my life and bring more around than even they can drink, but they try. Anyway, off the fucking gear. The point is, it's made of water. It's at least 95% water. The other 5-6% may well be alcohol and various other derivatives, vitamins. Oh, I'm getting into the rhythm now. Shut up. Looks like I'd oil it. Anyway. It's so amazing how sidetracked you can get when you've been on a walk, you took the dog down for a walk, and you're looking at the stars. I hope I keep reiterating about the stars, because the stars are what I kind of keep getting back to. It's the stars. I noticed again tonight, it's the 6th of August 2016, and the stars are still in the exact, not exact, I shouldn't say exact, I should say they are still in more or less the same part of the night sky. Angle has adjusted slightly, but it's the same stars in the same place, in the same sky. So, ballers, you ball believers, you globe heads, bubbleheads, I'm going to call you bubbleheads now, you bubbleheads, thinking that the Earth is a globe spinning around and around on its axis until it goes all the way around the other side of the sun. Why the fuck do we still see the same stars night after night after night all year round? Yeah, you're intelligent people. You look at us flat earthers like we're a bit crazy, and you gotta be, because when you find out everything's a lie, it makes you a little bit crazy. But the stars, man, go out and look at the stars tonight. Take a picture if you have to, if you can. I don't know if you got a good enough camera. Just look. Lay down on your back on a certain spot. Leave that spot there. Leave it exactly in the same spot. And go out again every chance when the weather's fine enough to do it, and keep looking, and in 6 months' time, ask yourself, why are the stars still in the same spot in the same sky? See, we just accept stuff because we get told it. We're told it's a globe Earth, that we spin around the sun, and we see models of it, and we see all these la-di-da cartoons and other bullshit. But in reality is what you see with your eyes in your head. And take a good look. Just take a good look. The Southern Cross tonight, it was more or less laying on its side, like, I don't know the names of the stars, I don't get into it that scientifically, but here's the top star, here's the bottom star, that one, and then the little stars down about here. It was almost, not quite, but it was close to being parallel. It's laying on its side, and all I've ever seen with the Southern Cross is either laying on its side. I don't think I've ever seen it upright like a cross, but I've I've seen it in the exact same place in the sky, night after night, all year round, year after year. So the angles change slightly. All that indicates to me is if we're sitting on a flat disk, we're the ones moving slightly. But why is it the same stars night after night? That Milky Way, it's the same Milky Way. It does indicate the concept of a dome. And I guess this is the main reason why I was going to make another rant, as I like to do, because it's coming down to this dome theory. A dome is basically something circular, like what you would see on a water drop. A single drop of water creates the perfect dome shape. That is water. There's a word for it. Oh no, it's not viscosity, it's something else. But basically, that is what a single drop of water will do. But if you add another drop and then another drop and another drop, it levels right out as much as it possibly can. And sometimes people even see these things in a flask where the water actually curves up a little bit. That's another whole entire theory. I'm not here to talk about that one tonight. This is about the domes, and this is the vision that one person had to have. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But fuck it, no one else is doing anything about it, so this is my vision. Just give me a sec, I need a drink. And alright. We've all seen things of the circle which intersect with another circle, Vesica Pisces, circle of life. I hope you get that, the Olympic rings, I think I even use it, so everybody's familiar with that. But the middle circle, it's all sacred geometry. Just sacred geometry, Google, you'll get it. Won't take too long. So my idea that I had years ago, because I was sick to death of seeing these fucking chemtrails poisoning our sky, I really am. And I took pictures again today. I'll probably put them up on Facebook soon. I'm sick to death of seeing this chemtrail geoengineering spraying around our fucking skies. And so my first thought was, well, let's just build a fucking tent, A tent is a great start to protect yourself, but it's not going to last long. But if you want to build something a little bit more permanent, and I'm always thinking recycling, what's good for the earth. I used to drink a lot of juice out of bottles, and my kids used to drink it as well, so I'd always be chucking a heap of these 2-litre bottles, pardon me, into the recycle bin. And my first thought was, how can you recycle that? Well, if you blasted them with hot air and just moulded them into a certain shape, you could make them into sort of squarish sort of pieces, bit like a jigsaw type puzzle. Lock them into place into one another and build a great big geodesic dome around you. Damn it, I'm drinking too fast because I'm making a video. Make it into great big protection barrier from all this outside pollution. But then I thought, oh well, that plastic is full of PBAs and all sorts of other shit. So long story short, you got to make it out of glass. Silicon. Glass isn't that hard to make. Pump sand out of the ocean. Do the things you got to do to turn it into glass. And you can make similar sort of blocks, like I was thinking this size. Only make them this size. 7, 8, 10, 20. Make them massive. However many meters thick you have to make them. I reckon 3 or 4 meters is probably plenty, but you have to. I'm not a structural engineer, but I believe if you made them really, really thick, you don't really have to be a structural engineer to understand that if you kept making these kind of blocks that were concave and convex, but fitted into each other in such a way that the weight of each single one, as it slotted into the next one, made it stronger, and another one slotted into it made it stronger. As you go round and round in a big circle, you can make it really fucking strong. And I've actually made a video about this ages back, about talking about the domes and how that's probably what we're living inside of already. We're probably living inside one of these massive ones. And so I think they're trying to tell us something, that that's our thing that we have to do, is make them on a smaller scale, but not so small. You still got to make them massive, like several kilometres at least to get started. And that's a pretty big dome. That's a nice size to get started. And if you were pumping in the sand and stuff from the ocean in a place that's fairly sterile to begin with, like somewhere near the desert, for example, then all the water as a byproduct gets, once you've made your first one, it's trapped inside the dome, and then the power of the sun evaporates it. And the evaporation is just pretty much pure water. Once it hits the inside of the dome, it can flow back down around. So you can see, sort of on the bigger scale, flowing back down around, it would just get really cold out on the edges. That's why we've got Antarctica. Common sense. But we're doing this on a smaller scale now for the benefit of mankind. So it's only a few kilometres big. So you can grow a big crop of whatever you want to grow, whether it be hemp or bamboo or something we can eat, bananas, coconuts, whatever. Doesn't matter, because you can grow it very, very organically, because you're in a controlled, closed, sealed environment, and all the water is evaporating back up the top, coming back down and recycling. And you've excluded the pests, whatever pests, whether it be fruit bats, fruit flies, the sort of things that annoy all of our crops. You just lock them outside of your dome in the first place, and then you can grow it really, really, really organically just by using the wastes of worms or fish as the fertilizer. No pesticides, no fungicides. And that is how we can create something massive, massive, massive. Once you got your first dome and you've got your first amount of water, of course the byproducts are going to be organic. You can start growing then a next field of crops and so forth next to it, but eventually what you're going to be doing is growing your first dome and then your next dome, gets interlocked, as I was saying before about the circle of life, the flower of life, whatever you want to call it. Each one becomes more supportive of the next. And so, of course, yeah, you might want to have some big pillars in the middle to help support it, make it stronger. I would do that. I'd make some really strong ones, but out of hempcrete. And at the top of them, I'd be putting outside bloody wind mills. Solonius rotors, I think they're called. Solonius, whatever. When you get a barrel or a tin and you cut it in half and you put them together in an S thing, good old 69er, it just captures the wind from any direction and they'll keep spinning. So you got these Savonius rotors capturing wind, doing all the powering, pumping the water that you need for your aquaponics, growing fish, growing plants, growing aquaponics all over the place. You've solved, guess how many problems by building these domes? Homelessness. You don't need a home anymore because you're already in one because it's in a dome. So you don't actually need to live with a roof over your head. You can sleep in a hammock under the trees and look at the stars without having to worry about storms and the temperature. Temperature's taken control of. You don't even need a blanket, for Christ's sake. Food, of course, that's the whole reason why you're building them, is so you can grow the food in the first place. So you've got taking care of all that. The wastes that come out of you all get recycled back into feeding everything again. And your water has been recycled. See, we're on this stupid trip at the moment where we capture water on our roofs and pump it, or let's let it flow into the wastewater streams, into the ocean. Oh man, it's so stupid. All we have to do is build big enclosed systems. Homelessness, disease, hunger. It's all taken care of with this concept. And the beauty of it is it's going to take us a long time to build this. So jobs. Our current biggest problem in Australia is lack of jobs. Well, for fuck's sake. This will employ people to help make the glass blocks. We can use 3D printing to do it, but we're still going to need people and all sorts of engineers and so on to put it all together. And man, there's no overpopulation. We're underpopulated. We've only got like 24 million people in Australia. We need 24 billion at least, just to cover a fraction of our country, because we're not using our land, our water, our resources and our plants properly. We've got so much abundance in this Commonwealth.